go. We live. Like we ain't been on our music vibe since we moved here. You know, used to be in the reaction bag, but now we in our live bag, and it feels good to be back. Oh, we got one viewer. Okay. So yeah, man. Basically, we have rearranged this channel to all things Unitedthrumusic. Basically, we're gonna redirect me and my wife. She's now doing music, and so we just figured it makes a lot of sense to kind of get everything around music, since we're so music say the word, pronounce it.
Orientated.
Yeah, since we're so music orientated, we feel like that's the mission right now, right? Or how do you feel about it?
So basically, if you've been kind of one of our subscribers on the Urban Trademark, you've seen that we went from Urban Trademark to Go. Now we're rebranding the page to All Things Unitedthrumusic. And what that basically means is like we're a music orientated family. So why don't we just share our experiences? You know, there's other people out there that are getting into the music like myself that want to know more. They want to know about production. They want to know about equipment. They want to know about like all things music. So that's kind of what we're doing, revamping this YouTube channel. And we're going to be going live Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. So if you're interested in the music or just want to find some new artists or just want to hear some vibes or you just want to see what's going on with us.
We're trying to make this the one-stop shop for that.
Yeah, for sure. So go ahead and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, make sure y'all tune in Monday through Thursday at 6 p.m. And so a little bit about myself. I've always loved music. Like I feel like there's a song for every emotion, every feeling. So I've always been music orientated, but just recently I decided to like kind of dive more into music, meaning for me, like writing my own lyrics, coming downstairs in the Unitedthrumusic studio and like actually laying a track and letting my husband be the producer. So yeah, that's what I'm up to. If you guys want to follow the music, check out the music. It's a wild _mahogany. And yeah, you know, I'm really like 3 songs in, but there's like 2 on my what do you call them? Platforms, music platforms.
On your music platforms, yeah. So because I feel like she did music in the past, but just recently I feel like now she's taking it more serious. She's more confident, and now she's just basically
I feel like I'm just branding myself more. Like before, and then my husband would be like, "Hey, I need your vocals on this track. Like hop on the track, say this, say that," and I would be like, "All right, cool, I got you." But now it's going from that into a full song. So yeah.
And how do you feel like overall, like from the last 2 songs? And you laid them quick too. Like the last 2 songs, that's when I kind of took a step back and analyzed, and I was like, oh, she's really serious. How do you feel about like your music journey in the last month or 2? Like overall?
I've been more excited just because I don't know. I'm starting to do things. I would always like second guess things like, oh, what if they don't like, oh, what if they, and then I started just like putting me, like, let me do the things that I like to do. Let me say what I want to say. Let me feel how I want to feel. So I was like, you know what? This beat, he sent me a fire beat. And I was like, you know what? Let me airdrop that to me. Let me see what I could do with that tonight. And I like literally sat at my desk and I was like just writing lyrics. And when I was writing the lyrics, I was just like coming up with things off the top of my mind. Like I didn't care how they came out. I just didn't care. Like I just wrote down like they sick turmeric and ginger. Like I sip turmeric and ginger tea every morning. Like it was just like a no-brainer.
expressing yourself.
Just expressing how I felt.
With no worries.
Yeah, exactly. So.
And it's exciting to see because I always seen it in you. But I think like when we did it in the past, it's timing. I always big on that. And I feel like out of nowhere, it just clicked. It was like the seeds was there and it was ready to sprout. But then out of nowhere, it was just like,
Yeah.
And I feel like the last 2 tracks, like, it's night and day. Like you said, like you have other music out there.
Yeah.
But these last 2, you can hear the difference of like your artistry and how you took it serious and how you approached it. Even the fact that, like you said, you told me to send you the beat and you wrote to it. You know, maybe in the past, me telling you like, come and lay the vocals real quick, it wasn't that much thought, but this process was a little different and this process worked. So I'm big on when it comes to music, once you find your blueprint, you just stick to it, you know, and
yes.
It's exciting to see, you know.
So with that in mind, I'm ready to drop some more.
Oh well, I sent you another beat already, so it's like I'm just being patient. I'm not going, you know. But yeah, you got another beat that you said that you was vibing with, but I know
I've been writing a little bit to it, but I'm kind of at a crossroads where I'm like, where do I go from here? So I got like a good 4 bars to it, but I'm gonna go back. One thing about me, I gotta like step away from it and then come back with a fresh mind.
That's always the best.
So
it's always the best.
So yeah, should we play? I mean, like, should we play? Should we play Zaddy?
Yeah, introduce Zaddy. You know, might as well. You know what I'm saying? Give a little sample, a little sneak peek.
Cause I'm just so proud of it. Like I really did that, and I love listening to it. And the feedback has just been extraordinary. Like people are rocking with it. Like,
well, I don't want to cut you off, but I want to say that's when you making anything as far as art, that's how you want to feel, babe. You want to be able to like share it confidently because you know you put your all in it. And like even from the beginning of your conversation, you're like, I got other music out there, but this is it.
Yeah.
Because you know how much energy and time you put into these songs. So that's a good thing because I feel like that's what this platform is about, is sharing that getting to that point where like you feel so confident that you can't wait to share it, to opposed to like you downplaying it. Like I do a little music.
Yeah.
Nah, you like
we're doing music.
All right then. So you might as well just, you know, drop that thing. Let them see how you coming.
Okay. So without further ado, this is Zaddy by Wild Mahogany. And yeah, this is.
How'd you come up with the cover? Right.
Oh yeah.
You gotta give them the whole.
Okay. So basically with the cover, I basically wanted something that was real like mystique, like you didn't know what it was, or like I just wanted them. I didn't want to cover me. I didn't want to cover of a picture of me. I wanted them to hear the music, like the music, and then figure out who is this artist. So yeah, I was doing some research and kind of came across this cover. Of course, I tweaked it. It didn't look like that.
It was a figure. It was basically it was smoke. Yeah. And she tweaked smoke. So it wasn't a cover. It wasn't a cover.
Oh yeah, it definitely wasn't a cover.
It was just it was smoke, and then
we made a figure out of it.
She's a Canva queen, so she threw it in Canva. She started tweaking, and I'm like, it needs some color.
Yeah.
And then we came up with the color, and that became the cover.
And I also want to say too, like, when you're doing music, like obviously you're not gonna have all the money in the world, so you really got to utilize your resources that you have. So I knew that, you know, I didn't want to go full-fledged with a cover, but I wanted it to be fire. So
you dived in your artistry bag. That's the thing about being a artist in general, magician, any type of artist. You have to use what you have.
Yeah.
So what you did was, you could have went out and paid somebody, but I think the thing with that was you was ready to put it out. That was your thing. You felt good about it. So you was like, okay, bet. So you dove in, you did your research, you found it was some smoke. And you altered the smoke, And I was like, yeah, it's cool, but
added some color in the background
because I knew that the smoke wasn't going. When it comes to like covers and Spotify, you have to
get their attention quick, like something that you could look at and be like, what is that?
So you needed something that to pop it, and I was like, I need so you tweak that, and I feel like the cover embodies you because first things first, if you look at the colors you see your hair, it's like that's your aura right now,
the
like
teals, the
teals and the greens, and I feel like the figure is just like you said, it's real mystique. And with that being said, it kind of leans you more on just liking the music, and then once they do their homework and they see who you are, it's like a double-edged sword because it's like you ain't know you fired, so you know how it goes. So yeah, I mean,
so utilize what you have or the resources around you before you go full-fledged and spending all this money into a record. So that's what we did with that.
Just try to keep it in-house.
Exactly.
If you notice, that's why we built the in-house studio, because this thing called music is very, very expensive. Once you start to really dive into it and it becomes your passion, you have to, then it transcends to like thinking smarter and working smarter. And so with that being said, I think, one thing that you've been able to like take a step back and see is that a lot of this stuff could be done is just doing the work.
Yeah.
And you did the work. You wrote the song. You know what I'm saying? You went over and beyond to make the cover. And I feel like that's synergy. When you get that type of synergy, when you put it out there, it comes back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, you might as well just, enough talking, just go ahead and let them listen to that. But I'm proud of you, Lika. You really, you've been in your bag. And I feel like that's a beautiful thing because, I always knew that you had it, but it was just your time of this, just basically saying, I'm really about to dive in it. A lot of times I can want something for somebody or you can want something for me, but it got to be the perfect timing. Yeah. And that's what I feel like these last two songs, that's what it embarks, is that you can hear it night and day. Yeah, definitely. So let's get into it.
Okay, so without further ado, this is Zaddy by Wild Mahogany. He know he won't make a move, he keep it up front. Body style, they stay on the hunt. She desperate, reality stunt. Second cash is second a night. Getting started, I'm far from done. On the outside, calling my sons. Did a lot and it can't be undone. Living fast like we on a run. 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 Like we on a run. We on a run. We on a run. Yeah. He put that ring on my finger. Them birds, they still tryna linger. They sick, turmeric and ginger. Too thick, it's juicy and tender. Take it out, don't need me a filter. Don't need me a filter. I just want
Wow. Undeniable, man. When that comes on, you instantly want to move. And the reason why I say that is because I'm big on the way I judge music is the room. A lot of times you can love a song, but the transparency is the room. What is the room going to say? What is the room going to feel? And so I knew it was a hit because 7. Kids are very, 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 those are the best judges because they're not biased. If they like something, they just go move to it. And so I feel like after we made the song, 7 came in and she was like, "Mommy, that's you?" Yeah. And she was surprised and she was just like, what did she say? She was like, "This is one of my favorite songs."
Yeah, like this. She says, I could listen to this over and over and over. She's mad that it's short. And it was like all these like positive feedback from a kid. So, and then also with music too, like for me, the first 7 seconds definitely are important, but that beat, the beat is kind of like when you go fishing and it's the worm on the hook type of metaphor. So that's what I listen to first, like that beat, whether it's R&B, any genre of music, the beat is going to captivate you first. and then the rest is just like the icing on the cake.
So basically what you're saying is, because how it all went down, let's just give them the whole story. She was like, basically, I want a beat
okay. But first, before we get into that, we definitely have to give inspo recognition. Like, I definitely got inspired from Ice Spice and Lil Uzi, and this was just my inspo and remake on it. So
yeah.
So I definitely have to give props.
So basically, she came and she was like, I want a beat that's like got an up tempo beat, like something that's fire. So then I'm like, I bet. They leave. Y'all went to the grocery store.
Yeah.
By the time she came back, that's what I do as a producer. I fish and I find it. So I found it. I'm like, oh no, she gonna love this. So we put the groceries upstairs, and I'm like, come downstairs. And she like, what? I'm like, I found something for you.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, boom, 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 boom. I was like, hold on, this sounds familiar.
Yeah. And then from there, but the first thing what I want, people to understand is that it worked out too because you knew what you wanted.
Yeah. I knew what I was looking for.
You knew what you was looking for. Mm-hmm. So that's why once you found the beat, it was easy for you to write because your frequency was already on that. You see what I mean? It's the details of why music is why it is. Like, I could have came in here and played you a million different beats, but that's you wasn't on that.
Yeah, the vibe would have been harder trying to write to it, trying to catch a.
When I tell you, it was like I played that beat. She said, "Send it." I sent it to her phone. She went upstairs. She came back. She said, "I got a little something. What you think?" I'm like, "All right, yeah, I like that." I'm like, that part, whoop. And I feel like that's why it's important to kind of know the direction you want to go in, because a lot of artists, they gonna hear this and see this and not understand that, Lika, is that you knew exactly what your vibe was on, and that's gonna continue to change, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think as artists, we think sometimes where this is okay. Let's say you made that Zaddy, but then you made Summertime.
Yeah, Summertime was before
that,
Zaddy.
And that's a whole different vibe. So basically, what I think is dope for what you sharing with them is that based off your vibe, created the energy of what it was at that moment.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't get that. They try to stick to one thing, and that's not, to me, that's not evolving.
Yeah.
As an artist, you're going to continue to evolve. You know what I'm saying? But the key thing is once you evolve, you got to know, it's easier for a producer. It's easy for you to come to me and be like, I'm looking for this. Mm-hmm. And I go, and then we can navigate.
Yeah.
To oppose to like, I come in here, I'm playing stuff, and you like, and that works too.
Kind of like forcing the vibe. Like, you forcing the vibe.
Yeah, I mean, that works too. I produce with, you've seen me produce with other artists, and I play beats all day and we test something. But I think that was dope that you literally came in here and you was like, I want something like this. And I'm like, all right, go. Yeah, I'll have something by the time you get back. And I think that's the synergy. And so, the reason why we starting to go back live and doing, we used to do
reaction videos.
We used to do reaction videos. We used to do all type of stuff geared around music. But then when we moved, I felt like we
shifted our focus into other things.
Yeah.
But realistically, like, this is where we should have been focusing.
It's timing.
Yeah.
Because even then, you wasn't even doing music then. You was reacting to music, and your mind was around music. But now I think it's even better because now that you do music, it's easier for you to dissect because you do it. You see what I'm saying? Before you was reacting from a fan standpoint, but now that you're in it, you're gonna instantly, like, when I first started doing music versus when I was just, MySpace days. I used to always love music. I was doing playlists on my MySpace way back when that was like 2004, 2000, when that all way back then. But long story short, I was just a fan of music. So I didn't really have the understanding that I have now as far as like when I listen to music, it's certain check marks in my brain like, oh, it's not mixed right, or this is how they got it to sound like this, or this is the auto tune they probably use, or this is the mic. And so now that you're doing music, you're about to be on that same frequency. And I think that's a beautiful thing, because now when we react to these artists that send us these songs, we're going to be able to really educate them, to opposed to just giving it from a fan aspect.
Right.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
Because a fan, they just hear something and they just like it. But then it's a difference when you kind of know, like, oh, okay, bet. Like,
it's kind of like you getting feedback from a head, like a CEO, and then you getting feedback from the worker. You know what I mean?
It's two different.
Like the employee.
It's two different vibes.
I'd rather listen to feedback from the CEO, the person that's been doing this, that owns a company, that knows, you know. So
that's a good analogy.
A good analogy.
Yeah, I like that. And so I think, yeah, like, to gear everything around, yeah, we did the reactions and we did very well at it. Numbers went crazy, but I think now it's like,
I feel like it's a lot of politics with reactions. Like, the people, like, it was just killing our vibe. Like, everything, they would copyright the videos, they would do this and that with the videos, and then it's like, that was a dope reaction video. Now we got to strike because we got to take it down. Like, so reaction
it got
videos,
political. It's still political, really. Man, it might get political with this, but my thing with this though is that we're doing more uppercoming artists, and I feel like we're helping.
Yeah, we're not trying to monetize off of this. We're trying to find new artists. We want to hear the vibes. This might, you know,
really exposure.
Exposure, exactly. So we're thinking of it from just a different perspective.
A help. We want y'all to send y'all music in. This is the first live. So we're giving y'all the rundown of like what we're trying to do. We want y'all to send y'all music in. I'm very transparent. I'm gonna give honest feedback. Sometimes you're not gonna like it. It's gonna be brutal, but it's only for your greater good, because if you go check the playlist and the track record, I've definitely been doing this a while, and I have a big understanding when it comes to music. Like,
yeah.
I mean, I just feel like, yeah.
From a producer standpoint, from an artist standpoint, I mean, it's a lot of things
that I can share with you guys.
Yeah.
That can help. And me and my wife, we just sat down and we was like, let's just go ahead and dive back in, but just with a different approach.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so that's why this live is basically giving y'all the rundown.
It's the introduction live. This is the introduction of what to come. So if you guys, you know, kind of liking what you hear, want to tap in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But yeah, we have so much music, like content, so much music, like insight, so much, just all things music.
Put it like this. Our daughter dropped a song.
Yeah, right? Like, we all got songs. We all got catalogs.
So that lets you know right there, we all do this on a daily basis. And it only makes sense for us to share our knowledge with you guys.
What we've learned along the way.
Yeah. Even just what you said, how you made the cover. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, we could have, I truly believe some of our best moments is from just hands-on doing it.
And working together. Like, we come down here, we have like meetings, like, okay, what do you think about this? Oh, he'll be like, let's tweak this a little bit, do that. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it right now. So that's that type of teamwork that you have to have in order for things to succeed. People listening, people
that's a fact,
following and giving their insight. So yeah, I'm excited for the live streams because it's about to be lit.
And I think, chiming in on that, like, some of the music that you love, it's crazy how you say team. Like, because Aaliyah, some of the artists that you always bring up from back in the day, that's what made the music so special. Mm-hmm. Because it was a room full of people like that for the greater good. And a lot of people don't understand. They have camps that sit down and have groups of people to make these hits that y'all don't even like. So I think it's good to bring that up, because I think a lot of times right now we live in a society where that's not really shared. You know what I'm saying? But it takes a team, babe.
Especially in music. Like, I feel like it's very crucial in music because there's so many different elements that go into making a song, producing a song. distributing the song, marketing the song. So those are all different like little chapters of
making,
like so
that you have to embark on, you have to learn.
Yeah.
But it's good because just like you know it now, you know the distro, you've been hands on.
Yeah, TuneCore or distro. Like
she been hands on though, but see the thing is good for you to know it, I to know it, all of us. So when we come together, we're like Marvel.
Yeah, we all know.
You know what I'm saying? Like we all got our superpowers, but when we come together, we here to fuck some shit up. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I look at music. I'm serious. I feel like when you really dissect music, that's what it is. Everybody got their gifts. Some people got more strong points than others, but when you all come together for a common good, that's when you get the like those magical songs. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah. So for me, it's refreshing that you do music now, because now I can throw stuff at you, and you can give me your insight, and vice versa. To oppose to like I'm just doing music myself, and I still throw stuff at you.
Yeah.
But now that you know, you starting to see things and learning plugins, I want you to know everything. Because it's something like the best example. I knew you was serious because the other day, she comes home and she's like, I came across this new artist. And I'm like, yeah. So she played a song. I'm like, oh, this is fire. Like, I'm in tune. I'm 7 seconds, like, in tune. I'm like, all right, bet this it. So she told me the artist.
Yeah, I was on my A&R.
She was on her A&R, but that's another aspect of doing music. So she was on her A&R tip. So she told me who the artist is, and I already had knew one of the artists. I already had followed, but instantly I was like, nah, she switched up her whole swag. Like, this right here is night and day from the old. So then I played you the old music. It was not.
Yeah, it was.
But that go back to, like I said though. Look, the old music, you wouldn't have became a fan, right? Mm-hmm. But this song right here, that's night and day, you a fan of, and that's why I tell everybody it's good to grow.
To switch it up.
Mm-hmm. Because not saying those other songs was bad or good, but
it just wasn't catching what needed to be caught.
For you. Mm-hmm. And now she gained a fan off a whole different vibe. This sound is night and day from all our other music. And so I think we should play it. We added, so another thing too, we have a playlist that we cultivating and building a community. And
it's called the Unitedthrumusic Underground Playlist. And two, when we say new artists, these artists may not be necessarily new, but they're new for us.
Facts.
So yeah. So if you're one of the artists that we play and you're like, I ain't know, I've been around, just know that you're new to us and we are in tune. So So without further ado, this is first let's so this is Shash, tongue twister, Shash Delicious, Per Sun and Carter Brown, and this is called Exy, which is like my head right now. So
I put the daddy, she's so sexy, yeah. They gon' wrong, come arrest me, yeah. I put this shit on, I'm protected, yeah. But they always wanna sweat me, yeah. I been running around in that 10 speed, yeah. Roll it, bust it down with a jet ski, yeah. I let all come down since it left me, yeah. Yeah, rolling up on that, I find deep, baby, queen anymore. I could have a broken feet, I could only fuck 2 hoes at a time, call it even. Okay, you call me, I show my.
They got a lot of variation, that's why I love it.
You know my property, I did all that shit off for me. I'm shit, don't you send me time for me. There's a million other ways that you could have, but you are mine.
You know what he's doing. A lot of people in auto-tune, they sound legend. It sounds good. You know what
You know what to call for that one thing. Maybe if I'm busy, I'll get back to you, you know. You keep coming back for that one thing, yeah. I just I put the daddy since we're sexy, yeah. They gon' think I'm wrong, come on, arrest me, yeah. I put that shit on, I'm protected, yeah. She's out of a 10 speed, yeah. Chill fuck up like I'm on a high speed, yeah. I'm not bad, now they wanna hype me, yeah.
And they all bet.
Like me,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It all feels good.
They tryna run on my way, they keep up with the face. They gon' be sipping that shit, but they can't rest that kiss fly. But I be sipping that wall, they say not no tricks. All of my niggas go wrong, that true they don't miss. I got me feeling it all, I don't have no feelings. I can't catch no feelings, I don't got no killers. I ain't be running it all, I just be so millions. I just pop it nasty. I put the daddy since we're sexy, yeah. They gon' think I'm wrong, come arrest me, yeah. I put this shit on, I'm protected, yeah. But they knows when they sweat me, yeah. I've been running around in a T-speed, yeah. Rolling, bust it down with a jet ski, yeah.
3 different artists on this track, but it all feels cohesive. It feels good. And it wasn't traditional. It wasn't hook verse. It was just feel good. Like they was all just doing their thing. And so
So I did a little audit. Okay, I went to all 3 of their pages, checked out like their past music, what they're up to, and they're not marketing it. Sadly, they're not marketing. This is like a hit. I feel like the more people need to know about this.
facts.
And so that's just another element of music is the marketing portion. Like, but besides that, like,
It's
yeah,
fine. It's a hit, huh?
it's a hit.
It's a bop. But that's another thing too that you starting to understand that it's the easy part, and not even necessarily the easy part, but the fun part is making the music.
Yeah.
The hard part is getting to touch the people.
Yeah.
And that's the part that most people, I'm not gonna say they don't care about, but it's not the fun thing to do. So it's like they put it on the back burner.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the part that's gonna allow you to keep making music because you're gonna be able to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Because like we said earlier, you got to be able to sustain this. Therefore, like you said, this is a hit. You played it, I don't miss. You played it for me, I know a hit when I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
This instantly like this needs to go. But it's like if you're not marketing it and it's not touching enough people, the flame won't ignite.
Yeah, or it's gonna die out eventually.
You know what I'm saying? And so we come across songs like this all the time where, like you said, it needs a team.
Yeah.
Because what I realized with this music thing is that, unfortunately, being an artist, I'm gonna give you this transparency. It's very rare you find somebody that's willing to do every aspect, every job that needs to be done. Some artists just want to make the music because that's the fun part. That's the part that like they feel free. But if you're the artist that's like that, you have to find the people around that. So
fill those positions. Yeah.
Because like you said, you might be the CEO, right? But a CEO, if you're a CEO of your company, you still need workers around the company.
They usually have co-CEO or the vice president or the treasurer or yeah.
So you might, you know what I'm saying? And so that's just one of the things that we want to elaborate on this platform is that find your team. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the deciding factor of how far your career goes. And it's not easy. I don't want to talk like this is easy. This shit is hard. That's the hardest part. Trust me, I know. But, you know, it still has to be done. And so a lot of times I would just say for where I'm at with it is like continue making the music, but have an understanding that you got to find those pieces. And, you know, and sometimes it's going to come to you based off how good like, for example, we're marketing for her.
Yeah, in a way.
In a way. You know what I'm saying? So if I was them, I would reach out to more platforms like this who's looking for the underground artists and look, no politics. We just want to share good music and say, yo, could you X, Y, and Z, whoop-de whoop, share this? And little by little, it'll start building. Yeah. It'll start compounding. And
the crazy part about it too, like you mentioned that last night, I sent so many emails to dancers about Zaddy. I'm like, hey, y'all gonna like this. It's bouncy. I think y'all could dance to it. What's your rate for a post? But, a lot of them said outrageous prices or they wasn't into it. But guess what? I'm pretty sure that they listened to the song. That's a little free marketing right there.
Yeah, you got a chance to create a fan.
Exactly. So rather, I didn't go forward with them, making a dance post. They got to hear the music and I know it's a hit. That's how confident I am in this song, that I know that it's a hit. They went and shared it or they added it to a playlist. They did something to it. As long as I got to listen, I'm That's cool with that. And sometimes you got to do the legwork, like sending all those emails, sending all those DMs and just, trying, seeing what happens.
You'll never hit the lotto if you don't play.
Exactly. So,
you know what I'm saying? So
that's just another way of doing the legwork.
Yeah. And so, but to chime in, give you your flowers, look what you're doing. That should say a lot about you.
Yeah.
You going over and beyond. Like I said, a lot of artists, they just would have had Zaddy and would have been bumping it themselves. Mm-hmm. But you at the point where you like, I know this is a hit. Mm-hmm. You got to realize every artist has the same like fundamentals of like how they start. You don't think Kendrick Lamar at one point he didn't have hits that people didn't know about? Mm-hmm. And so that's what I'm saying. Like we live in a society where we want the instant gratification, the microwave society, where we want it to hit, but we don't want to do none of the lead work. But like I said, the reason why I feel like it's perfect timing that we back doing this, because you about to share to them when this Zaddy do take off, you're gonna share to them how it took off. It wasn't easy. You said, like you said, you hit a couple people in the DM. They real political. They want to tell you $1,000, $700. I'm like, oh man, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they're not worth it. Don't get me wrong. But when you're an up and coming artist, it's called a budget for a reason. Even big labels have budgets, but even when you more so independent, you gotta have a budget. So 700 is outrageous. Not saying he don't deserve it. Everybody got their price. But we just right now
we looking for the most what's the word?
Effective for the because we want to pay, but 700 for one dance, I'm not gonna, and it could work because bro lit. It could work.
Just know if I had it, they would have got it. But right now we gotta work with what we got.
I don't because we could stress the 7 probably for bro, but I feel like, but my thing is this though. This is why, because I've been there. I paid for marketing and done that. And what I learned from that was, it's like playing Russian roulette, right? You give a person 700, he gonna dance to that song one time. One thing about this thing called music is called. So the way the brain works is you got to see or hear something 7 times for it to even catch you. So a lot of times you get these influencers 700 all this money for one post, and you might even miss the algorithm. The algorithm might have been off that day, like
that time they posted it.
Yeah, so now your shit just sitting for 700, and it's just so. What I look for, and what I try to tell you to look for, is that find that artist that wants to do it. That you could communicate like, look, okay, we're going to pay this price, but I need you to kind of roll it for like 2 or 3 weeks. Because now you're giving your chance to kind of hit a target where it can get some momentum. Yeah. So opposed to the one shot, you miss, it's done. And so a lot of the artists, a lot of the influencers, I don't think they see is that they get the 700, they do the dance for you, but now they missed the algorithm or it didn't really go nowhere, and now your 700 gone.
it didn't get utilized properly.
It didn't maximize.
Exactly.
So you want to? I've dealt with other influencers where they like, all right, bet I got a whole shout out to my man Boom Team. You feel me? He posted every day. You know what I'm saying? But at this point now, that's a brotherhood because he want to see me win. I want to see him win. The money's every month. You know what I'm saying? It's like a marketing team. He's a part of the team now. And so I give you that same game. Like we could have gave bro that bread, that 700, but it's like to do that one shot. I don't think, because I've been there, I've done it. I've gave somebody 500 before. Yeah. And it's just floating on it's there. Yeah. But the algorithm didn't hit.
Yeah. That's true.
So that's just doing it and learning.
And learning as you go.
Yeah. And learning as I go.
Yeah. So that's definitely another part of it, the marketing.
Yeah.
But
Zaddy gonna go.
Oh yeah, I know Zaddy gonna go.
It's gonna go because you putting the energy behind it, and it's not, and not only that, you strategizing. See, a lot of things you can't just throw paint at the wall and think it's gonna be a masterpiece. You gotta strategize. So you strategizing. Would you rather use that 700 for one kill or spread it out?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I would have spread it out so I could have multiple, but 1 watt for the 7. No. But I got a few people. They did hit back. They said, I will, because I like the song, I will repost it a couple times. So I'm like,
There you have it.
Yeah.
So.
What's your cash app?
You know what I'm saying? That's simple. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it should be, though. Because a person who said they like the song, they're going to go over and beyond and do it anyway because they vibe with it.
Yeah, exactly. A
person that's just all about bread, they're going to hurry up and do it.
And it might show in the video.
And and a lot of times, that's why things don't go, because the energy wasn't all full there. So, yeah, man. But yeah, share them the whole rundown on how they can get their music.
Yeah. So if you guys want us to kind of review the music live on this live stream, send your music to Unitedthrumusic 7. You can find all the details down below in the description box, but email us, let us know, all the details about the song. We'll play it. We'll let you know, how we feel about it, what you could work on.
Honest feedback.
And just really critique it. So if you're looking for, that type of feedback, definitely send us an email. And also let us know what you guys want us to talk about on the next live. Like, what do you want us to dive into? Like we said, we have a home studio. We guys can show you. We can let you know a little bit more about our marketing side. So anything, all music, anything that has to do with music, just let us know. Talk to us. Like, that's what we're here for. This should be like a community where you can tap into. Sure. And you can figure out some stuff, or you can teach us some stuff, because we're always receptible to learning new stuff too. So yeah, that's pretty much what this live stream is about. And if you guys are tapping into it, replaying this back, leave us some feedback, leave us some comments. Let me know you checked out Zaddy. Like, leave me a comment. Let me know how y'all feel about Zaddy, because I feel Zaddy is like my little baby, like my second little baby, and I'm really proud of her. So, yeah, leave some feedback. But yeah. So is that today's live stream?
Yeah, that's today's live stream. We're gonna wrap it up. But definitely send them emails in. Any questions, like even as far as like equipment, like you were saying, anything, just feel free to ask, and we're definitely gonna give you our perspective and try to guide y'all in the right direction.
Check out the playlist. We actually have 2 different playlists. We have a Unitedthrumusic underground playlist where we find, artists that we enjoy, we rock with. So we're cultivating a playlist for that. And if you want to hear kind of the music that we've been doing, more so what he's been up to, we have another Unitedthrumusic playlist. It's about 260 plus songs. over the years of
Like 7 years. That's
Over the
like 260 songs of this work. Like,
yeah, it's definitely a vibe. I put it on when I'm at work and it gets me through the day. So yeah, check out both of those playlists. But yeah, we're here to help y'all. We like the big brother and sister of the music
I like that.
industry. No, not industry. I don't
Nah,
like
we ain't
that.
doing the
Nah.
industry.
The music community.
Community
The
is a better
United
word.
Through Music community. That's what we're here for. So yeah, it's been a pleasure, y'all. Tap into all the links down below in the description box. And remember, Monday through Thursday,
6 o'clock.
6 p.m., we're going to be here waiting on y'all. So,
Because if you can't be on time, be early.
or you late.
Let's get it.